I'm Dean Martin. I am the sales manager for Hunter Automated Machinery, and I'm with
I'm Matt Sullivan, president of Buck Company.
Buck Company. Purchased a molding machine that was provided by another manufacturer, and Buck presented Hunter with the challenge of providing mold handling. In the process of this evaluation of mold handling, Buck Company put Hunter Automated Machinery together with the manufacturer of the of the molding machine in order to integrate the two.
It was a non-typical application for Buck. First time we've done that. I think both companies did a nice job of solving the problem with very little, if any, input from us on the solution side. All they really needed, Hunter needed from us, was the envelope that we had working. We made some constraints in our current system with floor space, and the solution that Hunter provided us that was different from the other solutions was the option. The biggest thing was the option would be vertical to get the mold cooling that we needed by taking up less floor space and just going in a vertical direction. Also applying technology that we're familiar with. We've had experience with HLHs. We've had good experience with HLH. You take very little for granted in the things that you do every day in the foundry, but for the most part, the HLH is a piece of equipment that you know when you turn the lights on in the morning, it's going to run, and when you turn them off at night, it's still going to be running. So when we focus on things that we have to control or interact with during the day, the mold handling from the HLH standpoint is not one that we have to consider. We know it's going to be there, it's going to do what it has to do, it's going to do it well, it's not going to prevent us from doing what we have to do to be successful. So it's been a good marriage between two different companies' pieces of equipment to achieve our goals.
From your perspective, this was rather, as you said, seamlessly done?
Yes. Other than the initial meeting between Hunter and the machine manufacturer, once that occurred, really the ball was in your court. You guys carried it. From Buck Company's standpoint, there was little to no input. And once the equipment showed up, both manufacturers were there to make sure the installation and the integration went proper, and didn't cause us any heartbreak at all.
The modifications that Hunter made to our standard design, we are a board type machine. The machine that's in use at Buck is a boardless machine. We used a boardless shuttle conveyor, and because of the difference in the push-out heights between the machine that's located at Buck and our standard pouring height, we use an elevator at the transfer station. The overall size, the machine, the mold is the same size. Is the same as the mold that we make.
Mm-hmm. That's a 20 by 24?
That is a 20 by 24, correct.
And then the number of stations?
This is an HLH 20 Type 3. Which has on each car there is one weight and jacket and two cooling positions. This system is 30 feet long, and that gives us 25 cars, or a total of 75 molds.
75.
Yeah,
Plus walking beam accumulation.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the object of the beam between the two is not only to transport the mold, but the walking beam, or boardless accumulating conveyor, accumulates molds between the machine and the transfer station, so that if the machine can continue to run while metal is not available to be poured, or if the pouring line is full. Once the system starts again, we move those molds ahead one position at a time until we do get to the transfer station.
So the proximity sensors are in essence traffic cops.
That's exactly what they are.
And it's currently used in your non-ferrous Foundry, so
Correct.
it's pouring aluminum.
Well, we pour aluminum, we
Bronze,
pour brass and
brass.
bronze on that line. We don't see a difference in any of the metals as far as impact on the HLH and the functionality of that machine. That equipment is non-discrete or non-discriminate in that manner. And we also have been successful in using the HLH for iron in our iron foundry. So it works for all types of metals.
After sales service from Hunter?
Service from Hunter has been good on those pieces of equipment. They're available when you call them, and they're always willing to. Nothing is perfect, and so when something does go awry, they're willing to jump in and figure out how to fix the problem and come up with an engineering solution to anything that might be wearing or that might not line right or that might not function right. And those problems have been minimal, but when they occur, they're solved.
So the overall expectations for Buck in terms of production runs, production rates, satisfactory?
Yes, the HLH cycles in a period of time to be able to maintain flow with the molding equipment. There's no holdup from the HLH side, and there's nothing that prevents us from hitting the rates that we want to hit there or could hit there. It's definitely not a constraint.
In business, this has been a typical scenario for Hunter, something
certainly.
unusual. I
No,
believe you've done.
This is a scenario that we have done with other companies in the
Companies.
past.
Okay.
And since this, there have been also installations of somewhat the same thing.
With equally satisfactory
Yes.
results.
Yes.